We're going to Dean Magna School, and we'll welcome Georgie to the stage. Georgie, up you come.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you didn't wear a suit in space? Or maybe an astronaut forgot their helmet? Well, to put it simply, you'd die. But before I get into the gory part of this, let's talk about how a spacesuit actually works. A spacesuit is really just a one-person spacecraft. It stops astronauts from getting too hot or too cold and provides them with oxygen. The suits also protect the astronauts from the radiation in space. And they do this with a special gold-lined visor which shields their eyes from the sunlight. Think of it like sunglasses. Now, how do they get the oxygen into their suits? Well, imagine a scuba diver and the big tanks of oxygen on their backs. It's similar with astronauts. On the back of the suit is a backpack which contains an oxygen tank, providing them with oxygen. The carbon dioxide that they then exhale will exit the suit and be pumped into space through this backpack. Now that we have a concept of what would happen with the suit, let's talk about what would happen without it. As I said before, you'd die, but it's much worse than that. Within 15 seconds, you'd already be unconscious. And then, here's where it gets bad. Your blood and eyeballs would start to boil. But luckily for you, you'd be dead by then, and your body would start to freeze. But how does this happen? Well, firstly, we'd lose consciousness in space as there is a lack of oxygen. This is because space is a vacuum. But what is a vacuum? I'll just start by saying I'm not talking about the cleaning type of vacuum. Actually, space is the exact opposite, in the fact that it's devoid of matter. Space is nearly completely empty. The air pressure in space is also much less than the atmospheric pressure of Earth. Your blood would boil in space. As the air pressure is so low, it would cause the boiling points of liquids to lower, in this case, blood. Although, as I said before, you'd long be dead by then and would have died from oxygen starvation. Now, what happens to our bodies after all this? Space is around minus 270 degrees, meaning your body would freeze. However, not as quickly as you might think. This is because heat transfer is slow in space, so it would take a while for heat to conduct away from your body. It's only then that you would freeze. So next time you're traveling to space, whether it's the next family holiday or a business trip, make sure to pack your spacesuit. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Freezing to death has never sounded so fascinating before. Thank you for that, Georgie. Let me go to our judges now. Let me come to John first of all. I'm going to Joe. Joe, question?
Yes, I mean, I'd love a trip into space, but I won't forget my spacesuit now, so thank you. What would you have liked to include in your talk that you didn't have time to put in?
So I think I'd like to include what happens to your body after you've frozen. So your body wouldn't decompose like it usually would on Earth because there's lack of oxygen in space. So your body would actually just sort of float around forever. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Brilliant. And John, the questions?
Excellent. So a lot of the stuff you were saying you could almost remember from learning about it at school. But I'm curious, how much of the stuff you just shared with us did you not know about before you actually went into this?
Honestly, really all of it. I just had to do a lot of research. It's not really your everyday sort of conversation.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Georgie. A round of applause for Georgie. Head back to your stage.